It's Blab's week, so watch her post. Raise your glass and give a toast. She may fail, and that's okay. Don't forget that Den Vast. It's Blab's week, so watch her host. She's so good, she'll surely boast. It's Blab's week and time to start. It's time to go right now, Blabs. Let's go right now. Blabs.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. I forgot to remove the overlay. Anyway, hi guys. The entire time this intro was going, I just see Wicked bopping in the background to this music, so that's nice. But hello, it is Wednesday. By the time the show is over, you will still have half of my week. Thank you for bearing with me. But first, hi Wicked.
Hi. That was a bop. Good job, Craig.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing that. He texted me like right before we went live on Monday. He's like, I made you a new intro. Have fun. Don't watch it till we go live. I was like, okay. My favorite part is always Dan Vast being gay. That's always my favorite.
It's everyone's favorite.
Yes, and we have this late in Mike who showed up right at noon Eastern. Hello, Mike.
I'm sorry. I was not late. We all saw what happened behind the scenes that made Blabs late. And
Which was?
I won't say exactly what happened, but we all saw what happened.
He's not at liberty to discuss.
And it's 100% Blabs' fault.
Right. How about this one? Will you be on my side?
No, I'm.
Yes, then we don't need him.
Wow!
Hey.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
You give me too much
What do you
power,
mean?
and yeah, I'll just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canadian too much power, and they feel like, wow, I really
Yeah,
exist.
supposedly I'm Canadian. That's the one in Disper
It's not
started that rumor, and now
it's not
everyone thinks I'm
supposedly.
Canadian.
Yeah, you are.
Some people
100%
think you're from
Canadian,
Guam, though.
That's true.
There's also
yeah,
that.
Totally from Guam.
which is basically
And Australia.
Canada.
Too.
Yeah,
He's from
there was
everywhere.
somebody in my kick chat actually, like a couple weeks ago. I was playing Epstein Island with Mazza. So they were like, "Oh, are you Australian? Are you Australian?" Because Mazza's Australian. I was like, "No." He's like, "What's your accent?" I'm like, "You will never know. I'm from the Earth." And supposedly, he just kept going on
You're
saying
from
I was
Canada.
Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
hello,
Sounds super
chat.
Australian.
I sound Australian.
Oh yeah, fully. More than
Oh,
lethal
super.
and more than Mazda.
Yeah, more
all
than the
of them.
ones actually born in Australia. Yes, 100%. I
Yeah.
see chat saying Blab's going mad with power. To be fair, I've always had the power to start and end the streams. I just don't use it all that much.
It's because
Sometimes I boot Craig.
Craig has been a saint and has been holding that tide back for a long time. Now
No,
he's
I
gone.
boot him out at least once a week. I'm like,
We-
no, shut up.
We know for a fact that at some point Craig got an illness from contact with some kind of wild animal. It was a bite of some kind. We don't know exactly
How
what
about
it was that bit
koala?
him, but we're
Bite of
probably
87.
assuming that it might have been Blabs.
Mhm.
He's a
I've been
wild
warning people
animal.
for a
You
long
saying
time.
I bit Craig? Is that what you just
Yeah.
said?
I've been
I
warning
don't
people
have
for a long
rabies.
time. Blabs is nothing short of a wild animal. She bites people. She has parvo and other illnesses that we don't quite know yet. So she went to whatever she got in Australia when she met Mazza. She's trying to infect everyone else here with it. So yeah.
That's sad.
Anyway, let me get through all the shenanigans that we always have to do. Okay, guys, you can find us on Rumble. You can find us on X or Twitter. You would be able to know that we are all having these beautiful people on the stream the night before. If you follow us on Twitter, just saying, 7 p.m. Eastern, all the posts go up. You could also find us on Kick. I mean, you could find us on Twitch, but we're never live over there because Twitch sucks. But you can also find us on Spotify after we're done being live. I always upload the videos right after. You don't want to see our sexy faces, that's fine. You can listen to our horrible voices. All up to you. We also are on Locals, and we need more people to come over on Locals. So if just 10 of you could go and log in, it's free. Go log in on Locals and follow us there. We have exclusive videos over there. I'm just saying. But also, we are at 70,500 subs, which is pretty freaking awesome. If we can get this stream to 500 likes before we end, that'd be really cool, as long as possibly 25 gifted memberships. And guys, guess what? There are only 21 of these sexy shirts left. So get them before they're gone, because after they're gone, that's it. We're never doing them again. Next month is a whole other thing. Just saying. So you better grab it. Okay, that's my intro. Mike, what are you doing?
Being your hype man.
So yeah, just
I
sign
wasn't
language.
looking at StreamYards, but I just kept seeing all these movements.
mirroring you, letting
he's
people
just
know how
he's
serious
just the
it was.
ocean.
He's the
Letting
ocean.
people know this is very serious. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, Hail the Potato Queen. Oh, this one's for Wicked. Wild Day's been a member for 3 months. Let's go.
Sent me
Do
this.
you have, like, a
Lab's gonna
potato
like
now?
this.
Oh my god, no way.
Look at
Look at
that.
I'm
Sent me
gonna blow
this.
that up. Look at that, it's adorable. So if you guys
It is.
don't know, Wicked does solo potato plays on Dead by Daylight, so she's the potato queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
It's pretty good.
Alex for $5. Blabs, I have to tell you that I've been so impressed and excited to see how you've excelled hosting the pod solo like Craig is on vacation. Kudos. Thank you. I'm very happy when he'll be back. I can just go back to my corner where I can be seen and not heard. All right. Jag says new expansion park for Jurassic World 2 announced. What? Wait, really? True Pop, can you do a little digging on that for me, please? I want to see what that is.
Oh, wait, that
Jeff
reminds me. I gotta
says-
show Blab something. Keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Jeff says,
Number
do you have an
7.
Instagram? Yes, we all have Instagrams. True Pop,
Yeah.
do you have an Instagram, by the way? I tried to find you.
Why would you be interested if I had an Instagram, even if I did?
Because
Oh.
on side scrolls, oh my god, hang on a second. Please hold. What is
It was it's a egg with a dinosaur in it. It was raptor.
Yeah, it's a
Wiley
rap
sent me
Where'd you
this
get that?
too. Wiley sent
Where-
it to me. He said a special effects guy made it, and I love
No
it.
way. That's pretty cool.
Shout
man.
out Wiley.
Yeah. Wait, I've been calling him Wild. I'm sorry, Wiley.
Wiley, like Wiley Coyote.
I was always saying Wild Dave. All right. Also, True Pop.
He is wild. No, I'm kidding.
I run the Instagrams on for side scrollers, and I tag everybody's always in the videos. And so I was trying to tag you yesterday, but I couldn't find your cat. It's not like I'm stalking you. Don't worry.
You should
Okay.
have an Instagram.
see how it is.
Instagram is way better than Twitter, at least with the nonsense. A little less X, whatever
Yeah,
it's called. That
you
place.
can.
Oh.
My Instagram feeds lead just like memes and Harry Potter stuff. I don't have to do with any bullshit. It's amazing. So I prefer Instagram.
How does one use this Instagram you speak of? Teach me the
You
way
log
you
in.
do-
Apparently, logging into things is free, according to Blabs.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
You log in, right? And then you just post stuff. No, you have collections and stuff. So if you don't, you don't have to be like me and Blabs posting selfies and stuff, but like post your collection. That'd be a good idea. And it would definitely, get people looking at your channel.
Yeah.
Maybe.
just an
I mean,
idea.
You could
I
upload
mean-
shorts and stuff from
I
your
don't-
channel.
Use my
That too.
Instagram
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah.
anything other than talking to people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mike
I know.
harasses me every other day.
Michael
I
upload
do.
like a half selfie once every 2
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, when I first got Instagram, I just posted like the worst selfies I could possibly think to take.
It's true. I was wondering if
Yeah.
he had a mental disorder. I'm like, why is he doing that?
Yeah, like my camera was broken, or like my camera would be dirty from work, and I'd just take a selfie like that. There's ones. of
He'd be
me
like, lit. This is the one.
yeah, I'm like, that's a good post. Yeah, I use a lot of filters too.
Oh, hi, Mark. Mark says mine is 90% puppies, 10% extra girl. This is confirmed by all of us.
Puppies do
That's all he
work.
does with
Yeah.
his Instagram. But yes, we
I
all have
mean-
Instagram. Mine is Blabbering Collector. Wicked. Do you have an underscore in yours? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's wicked_virtue_ because somebody took it.
Yeah, it's bull crap.
Bastards.
You get on there.
And it may have been me a couple years ago and I just forgot. I don't know.
What did you just post? Oh my god, why would you share this?
Cause I want people to see what I post. on
Oh,
Instagram.
do you want me to
is
share
what-
this?
Yeah, this is what you will be getting if you join my Instagram.
All right. Make
Yeah,
sure I'm
put
not
mine too.
doxing anybody here. Okay,
This is literally a
let's do
half
this.
selfie because something went wrong
There you
with the
go.
photo.
Here's my two.
I don't understand what happened here. But yeah, that's what Mike does. Trip Hop, if you want to spam the chat with Wicked's Instagram, that's cool. All right,
Oh,
let's see. Yeah. So guys, we got some flaccid news and then we got some really hardcore news. But Wicked, you've been playing Helldivers 2 first. So you know what
Yeah.
we're gonna do?
It's time for a 2-minute review.
Are we
All
gonna
right.
dive?
No, I was gonna
No.
say, what has been your experience with Helldivers 2?
So I haven't played as much as I wanted to. I want to play more. I really enjoy it because Blabs knows that I'm not super into shooter games besides like Left 4 Dead. I'm not great at them. I used to play Call of Duty and Apex for her, but I didn't really like it. But I just did it for her. But I like I actually really enjoy Helldivers. I like Left 4 Dead, Alien, Fireteam Elite, like those kind of shooter games. And Left 4 Dead's definitely got that vibe. But you need to play with friends. It's fun though. I like it. Is that a good enough 2-minute review? I like it. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
I like that it's a little different too. Like I feel like a way to describe it is like Left 4 Dead on steroids. Because, the hordes come for you for Left 4 Dead, right? But here it's like they're just coming in all angles. They're robots. They're bugs.
Well,
It's
I
insanity.
actually like how everyone's on the same team. Like it's
That
every single
too.
live person playing against, the
I
developers.
like how you
basically.
asked Wicked, and I've like literally been playing it every day since.
I know you
Okay,
should
yeah,
ask Mike.
here-
He'd give a better
here's
review.
The thing, though, Mike. I don't care. Also, Wicked has never told me what she thought about it, and I know all
that's
the
true.
her thoughts on
It's
it.
because you know what I'm gonna say when I talk about Helldivers.
Yeah, that's also true. Anyway, moving
Blabs
on.
gave it a 0 out of 10 because you couldn't play the freaking
Wow.
game.
I gave
She
it a
was
0
like,
on
it's
10.
the worst game I've
Blabs.
ever played.
Yeah,
I hate the game.
stand
It's
by
the
it.
worst game that's ever existed,
I
and she
stand by
didn't
it.
play it.
That's not
It's
even
like
what
saying-
I said. There's no
It's
I
way.
love it.
It's like going to a restaurant, and not be able to get inside, and going, "It's the worst restaurant I've ever been to in my life." 0 out of 10. Do not go there. Not.
Listen.
I tried the food and it
Not
was a
go
bad
there.
experience. I couldn't get inside,
Are
so
you gonna
this
let
game
me,
is
are
the
you gonna
worst.
let me defend myself here?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine. Yeah,
You're
you're
not
running the
allowed.
show.
Right,
Fine.
so here's the thing, guys. I
Okay.
originally gave it a 0 on 10 after being super duper excited to get in and play this
Yeah.
game. But the first time I tried booting it up, I couldn't get in because the servers were full. So I was like, all right, I'll wait until developers, allow more space, allocate more time and everything
Yeah.
to the game. I go in, I get in, I finally get to play the tutorial, and the tutorial freezes on me. And so I had to exit, I had to crash the game basically because it completely froze. And then I went back in and it glitched because I technically speaking didn't finish the tutorial because I couldn't even name my ship. So it kept bringing me onto my ship that I had not created yet, and then I couldn't go anywhere, and I couldn't add join anybody else's ships. Like I couldn't join Lethal or Moz or anybody, not a single person. So I was really frustrated and pissed because I was trying for like 3 days in a row trying to get in, not like in a row, but like 3 days. 3. Mike, what's wrong? Okay, what do you guys
No,
do?
I'm just-
3.
He was
Continue.
just
I
so
just, like,
he
I'm
was
just-
so quiet. Just
Yeah.
he didn't even blink.
I like how you just laughed in the background the whole. Wicked's just laughing at you the whole time.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Mike, does
When
that
I
sound like
get to in-
excuses to you?
play.
It sounds like excuses, you know?
No, finally when I actually get into play, I'm like, this is a fun game. It's like a
Yeah.
7 to an 8, I'd say. It needs a
Yeah.
little bit more tweaking, but it's fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, my original is when you can't get in and you pay money to play a game and you can't even shut up, Mike, and you can't even get in, I'm gonna give it a 0 because I paid to play and I can't play. That's it.
Even the CEO of the game said, "Listen, don't buy the game right now because you can't get into the game." He's like,
I know,
"Wait
it's
until
so
you can
bad.
get in."
Why didn't you listen, Babs?
Well,
Yeah.
because
He's
I
a
got
rebel.
it before. Well, yes, I am
Yeah,
a rebel,
'cause
but I
she's
got it before you
Canadian.
even said it. So yeah, I'm a rebel. Anyway,
Well, I'm glad that
alright,
you
guys.
changed your mind on it.
Yes. So there it is. I offered my help left. But no, I had to go through 2 different patches, just so you know. Like nothing was gonna fix this game. It needed
She-
2 patches to get it.
She didn't just get a broken version of the game; she broke it worse than it was already broken.
Yeah, I the thing is I uninstalled the game like 4 times also.
She
and
tripped over the
reinstalled
cord.
it.
That's why none of
Yeah,
us could play.
Yeah, I pulled the plug and everything. Yeah, so there it is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Z3PO's
There's
first
my
world
there's my
problems.
my rant, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about? It's been over 2 minutes." Well, shut up. Okay. Anyway,
2 Italian
um,
women. It's gonna be over 2 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah,
Finally,
Italian women
if
talk
we
a
get
lot.
triggered, it's not just oh I'm upset. It's explaining why, origin story, everything. Okay.
Mhm.
Methless says hey, by the way. So hey guys.
Hey.
You turned 2-minute review into 5-6 minutes.
Oof.
GJJ says number for 8 months. He just subscribes and goes boop. So thank you, man. All right. Black Shipsian. Black Shipsian, I think that's how you say it. Says these narrative direction companies are jealous of actual storytellers, so they live in a fiction. That said, please read the On Perpetua series. I think that's what you say. I don't know. Never heard of it, but okay. So to me, Blabs, it sounds like a skill issue. No, it was a patch
Yes.
issue, and now once I was able to play, it's no longer a skill issue.
It sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
You
Personal
know
problem.
what? It was the patch issue because
It
I
might
need 2
literally
patches.
have been the most like accurate definition of a you issue that I've ever heard.
Mhm.
Like,
Shut
there
up,
was-
Mike.
Everybody else was playing the game. If Mazza can figure out how to play this game,
Mazza
you know it's
blew
a
you
issue.
up.
No, I blew Mazza up multiple times. Literally, the very first thing I
Oh
did
my
when I
god,
found
it's
Mazza,
true. You would shoot him on the ship.
I
and-
shot him right in the pot in the drop ship, and I didn't know you could kill anybody in the drop ship, but I did.
We kept
Figured it out.
killing Mazza so Mazza wouldn't get the points from the mission.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was pretty good. It made me pretty happy.
Doing it over and over and over again.
He's doing his part.
Yeah, I'm doing
The
my
friendly
part for
fire
democracy.
is such a wild feature.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
part of the
doing
game
my
itself.
part.
Yeah.
Mark of Reality says Helldivers is that shit, but since it's so popular, they're going to make a woke sequel. So beware. I mean, it is already a sequel. It's
It's a
Helldivers
sequel
2.
literally right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's number 2. Just
I
saying.
never played one.
Neither have I. I don't
It's-
think
it's
many
not
people
very.
have.
It's like I think it's a top-down shooter, like
Yeah.
isometric shooter,
Oh, okay.
and it's not great. I haven't played it. I've just watched gameplay of it and stuff. It wasn't great. This is like a totally like take everything that worked about the first game and put it in the second game, and then also completely like change the
Redo
gameplay
it.
of it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's also very much like that. I played that demo Starship Troopers Extermination, I think it's called. And it's very similar. I feel like that game might just be dead because it's still in
Hmm.
demo phase and it's not very good.
Yeah.
But
If
Wiley
Helldivers-
Dave has subscribed, and he's been subscribed for a total member of 4 months on Kick. So thank you for that. That 95-5 split is very helpful on Kick. Okay, shall we get into some non-flaccid news, guys?
You're running the show.
All right, fine.
Non-flaccid.
Whatever you decide, we will support you.
You are our leader.
Why
Except
can't I never
giving-
find the segment? Oh, there it is. Okay, you ready, guys?
No.
Okay. So did you guys know that there's a streamer going around recording herself cleaning graveyards?
I've heard about
Oh,
this.
Okay.
that's a hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so here it is. And I don't think we'll ever get flagged for this, but
I'm at the
let's find out.
graveyard at night.
Cleaning this abandoned grave for free. I have so many questions in my head. What happened? How did this grave get so dirty? Who's buried here? Her name's Bienvenida.
Wow, her name is welcome in Espanol.
Wait a minute. Her grave should be welcoming too. But right now, this is the dirtiest grave I've ever seen. That's so unfair. Everyone deserves a beautiful resting place. Bienvenida died on July 23rd, 1980. Her star sign is Aries.
My best friend is an Aries.
I wonder what Bienvenida's life was like. Does she like chocolate cupcakes? What killed her? This transformation is a lot of work. I might be here all night, but it's so fun.
Ooh, a little bug.
Thank you to everyone who supports and follows.
Isn't
Okay,
that
Lisa
weird, though?
Frankenstein.
Isn't it's like a little bit weird, but it's also very nice.
It like
Right?
is. I think she definitely. I don't know. Am I the only one here that's seen the Lisa Frankenstein movie? Like, on
No,
the
what is
panel?
that? Look at Mike.
It's
Mike,
good. You should watch it. You should
Yes.
watch it. She does. That's like kind of what the movie's based on, right? She finds she's like a kind of morbid girl, you know, like more gothish, I guess. Not really, but anyways, she's cleaning a grave. In the movie, and she like has a crush on him. It's Cole Sprouse or whatever, and you can see his face. And everyone's like, you go and like you tend to his grave. She's like, I wonder how he died. So that's definitely like a parody of that. But I mean, she's going full like she keeps doing it. So
I think she's cleaned like public McDonald's toilets as well, or something like that. This specific influencer.
Really?
Yeah, I did see her before scrolling through. Twitter.
Oh,
I
so are you a
posted about
fan of Molly?
that.
That's her name?
No, I just randomly encountered her, and she cleans a lot of stuff, a lot of weird stuff. I mean, the act itself is nice, you know, cleaning someone's grave, but it's a bit weird. what
My
she
thing is this:
says.
like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. It just
Oh,
seems
her
like a
name's
really
not
weird.
Molly.
get it wrong.
I don't care if I offend people with this. It seems like a real white person thing to show up in a graveyard in the middle of the night. Like, you could have done that during the day.
How
But you
dare
showed up in the middle of the night, and
I'm
you're just.
offended. I'm leaving.
I like, because the thing is, like, them, though, like, let's say you do believe in ghosts, you know, you don't know what they're doing in there. You don't know how they feel about somebody showing up in the middle of the
Give
night.
them some privacy.
You start messing around with their graves and, you know, and talking like this outside of it and stuff. You're just asking for problems. Like, maybe the next day, like, after you clean it, you know, the ghost is like, oh, that was really kind of you. I won't keep haunting you. But, like, in the middle of the night, you just show up. Also, like, the other kind of people that you run into at a graveyard in the middle of the night, those are the kind of people you don't want to meet. And I'm just saying,
it's true.
Yeah, like, listen, it is a super sweet thing to do. Just why not do it
during the
middle of
day?
Yeah.
Why are you being weird? Yeah.
Yeah, why are you being weird about
You're
it?
making
Like,
it weird.
because here's the thing: like, if I show up in the middle of the night in a graveyard, I'm probably getting arrested. Doesn't matter how many cleaning supplies I have with me. In fact, actually, if I show up with a bunch of cleaning supplies in the middle of the night at a graveyard, I'm definitely getting arrested. So, yeah.
Yeah.
just
Well,
Clean
a
the
lot of-
grave. Don't say anything. Just keep quiet about it. Like, if you're gonna do a good act, don't even mention it. You know?
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's just a bit really weird at nighttime. There's a lot of people like scrutinize you, saying it's very disrespectful, which
I
I'll be
don't think
honest,
it's disrespectful.
I don't think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I
no,
don't see that.
Because she actually, I mean, she cleans it and she, like, it looked great afterwards.
Mhm.
And to be honest, if, like, I went to the grave of a relative and I found somebody had put fresh flowers there.
I'd
or
be
had-
thankful. Yeah.
Yeah, you trim the grass around and stuff. Yeah, I'd be thankful. I'm like, that's really kind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Especially
yeah.
when you hate visiting graveyards and it's just, oh, someone else
Yeah.
took care of it. That's nice.
you're
Well-
like, I don't want to be here anyways. I'm glad somebody did this for me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just, get everybody's thoughts. How the fuck is it disrespectful? Says one of the guys. Yeah, that's true. I don't really think it is. I just think it's a bit creepy at nighttime doing it, and she's being weird about it and talking obnoxiously, as you guys said.
My
However,
star sign is Aries. Oh my god.
Yeah.
what are you gay?
Somebody saying I saw a couple people in the chat say using dead people for content sounds very disrespectful. I could get that if that's all she ever did, or that was like, but it kind of seemed like she was doing it like a theme, like, oh, here's a thing I'm doing right now for this thing. If she's cleaning other places too, it kind of just sounds like it was an idea, but I feel like she's not really leveraging that person in a way. I don't know. I guess I would be like, oh, she wasn't being disrespectful to the grave. She wasn't making fun of that lady's name or anything like that. She was kind of being like weird, leaning into the creepy vibes a little bit, but I don't know. If this is all she ever did was go to graveyards and do this, I probably would be like, yeah, that's a little weird. But the fact that it's just like a thing that she did for like one or a couple times, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't feel that disrespectful.
Gravekeeper's supposed to do this?
Yeah, that is also my question. Like, where are they all? That looks so bad.
Yeah,
they
also,
probably
somebody
don't.
did comment on the shovel. The shovel does move at one point. She's standing off to the side, and the shovel just like moves on its own. And I don't know if that was ghosts or if somebody set that up, but either way, it's kind of terrifying.
Right. Let me hit up this random Rumble rant that's weird from B. Barry. He says, she died 3 days before I was born. What if I'm her reincarnation? Anyway.
Well, now you have a clean grave to go to if you die. Yeah.
Lover of Green for $10. Can you say the following? MCU fan is a man of poor taste. He should send his roses to me instead of that. I'm not calling anyone mid, but yeah, okay.
Mid-tier gamer girl from Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, I'm calling it mid. That's not nice. But
I will call
Peter
Krista
said,
mid. I'll fight her.
there are other channels that do grave cleaning that do it better. The way the girl in the video speaks makes it weird. There's YouTube channels of people cleaning graveyards. I feel like there's a YouTube channel for everything.
There is.
For me. Wait, am I the only one who was woken up after a night of fun and I'm a graveyard?
Yes.
Jeremy's a graveyard now? He says I'm a graveyard.
Dermy's I think Dermy's been sipping a little too much sauce already this morning. Can't even type a super chat.
It's Blabs week. It's a party.
Yeah. So speaking of parties, you guys like Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Of course. Who doesn't
Greatest
like
actor
Nick
of all
Cage?
time. Yeah.
Look what he's
let's not
got
go too
instead.
far.
Nicolas Cage says there is no National Treasure 3. No, there is no National Treasure 3. If you want to find treasure, don't look at Disney, okay? It's not there.
I like him even more now. Shots fired.
That's
I love
like
it.
a
I just
huge
said-
bitch slap.
Greatest actor of all time. Yeah.
Now, has anyone actually seen that National Treasure spin-off on Disney Plus that flops?
No, The one that
Uh,
didn't have Nicolas Cage in it?
Yeah.
One that
Yeah.
he says doesn't exist, so I believe him because Nick never lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Have
one.
you watched it, True Pop?
No, but I've heard people talk about it, and from what I heard, it sounds absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
The main character is Latina, and
Oh,
their
that makes
father
it
is an
absolutely
immigrant,
terrible now.
You know, so it's like a typical, kind of replace the hero with a diverse character, and some little references to the movie. I think Heels vs. Babyface tried to watch like 2 episodes, dropped out immediately. It's forgettable. It's just you want Nick Cage. He's the heart of National Treasure. Without him, it's not the same. People have been asking him to return. There's a lot of demand for it. Even I think what's his name, Jerry Bruckheimer, maybe the guy who behind National Treasure. He
Oh.
expressed interest in making another one, but it's from what he's saying there. It's like Disney is in the way of National Treasure 3. And he's probably kind of mad at them for it because there is good demand for a third National Treasure, but
Imagine though you have a movie which is like about a guy stealing like artifacts from like different places in America, and the first thing you think to do is replace him with like a Mexican woman. She's just going around stealing stuff from places. She's like, "Hey, there's a nice museum
wow.
you got here. I need to steal stuff from it now." Like, yeah. At least he was like attached to like the history of America there. Like she's like, "Yeah, my family came over here. Like, what's the best she's gonna get? My family came over here, like it's immigrants, and now I live here. And the first thing I'm gonna go do is steal the Declaration of Independence. Come on now, like, it's pretty bad. I don't know. Just also Nicolas Cage kind of gets away with the delivery of it. We're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. I'm like, yeah,
It's all in
Yeah, you can. Go
the way he
for
says it. We know Nick can do it.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
All right. So switching gears a little bit, chat. I owe you guys an apology. That is my bad. Yesterday I said the Battlefront was coming out today when I meant the 14th. So we have
Okay.
one whole day now to wait for it. I'm sorry. However, on Steam, I saw that it is on 10% off pre-order. So you save like what, $2? But yes, I'd like to apologize, and I am fixing myself every day. to make
Do
you
better,
guys feel
Blabs. Do better.
I am trying my best to do better.
She's growing
yeah.
as a person right before our eyes.
Mike, are you going to be playing Battlefront OG?
No, because it's on PlayStation.
What do you mean? It's on everything. It's on Steam,
Is it?
PlayStation, Switch, Xbox.
It's like, shoot, there goes my excuse.
I just bought it on
I
Steam.
heard it was just on PlayStation. Maybe I'm
No,
not-
it's on everything.
Oh, well then maybe. Yeah, probably. If it has crossplay, especially, I definitely will. But
I
Oh.
don't know why Tyler's calling me a fake gamer girl.
because Tyler's a jerk. I'm not
to
I'm
be a
trying
gamer
nice.
girl in the
He's
first place.
a jerk.
He's a jerk. Blabs is actually extremely good at Battlefront. Like
Oh,
stupidly
the
good.
2017 one. I will
Yeah.
slay your butt.
Stupidly good. I'm like, wow. It's like when like a person with the tism finds the thing that they're really good at. That's Blabs in Battlefront.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we're
got
like,
the
wow, you
most-
counted all those toothpicks on the ground? That's awesome. Look
Yeah,
at
I'm like
you.
the one who can play the really, really stupid version of Battlefront like the best. The most tism game, I can play that one.
She just like locks in. I'm like, oh my god, she's like destroying people.
I can't even play it anymore. One, because it just runs so badly because they ended servers like 4 years ago. Like servers, I should say 4 years ago at this point.
Yep.
But ever since you go and play games that run so smoothly, then you go back to that and you're like, I can't aim anymore. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm actually looking forward to it. Yeah, I'll probably will play it. I loved Battlefront 1 and 2 when it came out back in the day. So
yeah, that's gonna be fun. I can't wait. However, just so everybody is aware, like I said yesterday, it is not cross-platform. It's not. So you cannot, if you cannot play it on PC and want to play it with your PlayStation friends, it won't work. You cannot do that. No. So plan accordingly and don't waste your money, or else you'll be very sad and broke. Just saying. Okay, Kyle Denson says, if we can get a Blabs Week, aka Women's Week, I want a Side Scrollers Blacked Week starting Flawed, Yunripa, and Epic Mipe.
Apple Mike.
Apple mug.
Apple Mike.
Help a brother out.
Yeah, she couldn't even say my name right. I don't think you're
For
getting
you.
it.
Lord Botha, Blabs got the Andrew Tate accent. What?
Wow.
I honestly don't really pay attention to what Andrew Tate sounds like, but
Good. You're not
okay.
missing out.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
the best accent I've ever heard. It's a mix of Canadian New York, and
Mm.
it's like probably the coolest mashup I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm from everywhere, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah,
You'll
and then
never
she
know
went to
where I'm
Australia and
from.
picked up a little bit of Australian. 'cause you,
Someone thought I was British too, so that's weird.
yeah.
I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere, okay?
Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
guys. We have the biggest news for today. Have you been seeing what's been going on Twitter in regards to EA Games?
Nope. I don't even know what the
Nothing.
company is.
You don't know
Never
what
heard
EA
of 'em.
Games is? Never heard of Electronic Arts in your life?
Nope.
Here we go, though. Yeah.
All right. So this is from Lives of TikTok, and it says this is Dani Lalonders, a non-binary game developer. She was hired by Cliffhanger Devs to create a game based on Marvel's Black Panther. Now, Cliffhanger Games is like a subsidiary, I guess, or like a small developing team from EA. And she says she doesn't hire white people because they're unsafe and it's hard to work with them, and only hires people of color. So let's play this little video. It's 48 seconds. Now, I went full journalist mode on this woman last night. I went into a deep dive, so I got a lot of links pulled up for her. But let's begin.
I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. And I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is hard to work with white people because they think that something made it okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while they're trying to make a game that they love. I have a team of 21.
So yeah.
She literally says, I only have colored people because I want it to be safe. Not saying white people aren't safe. I think you are, though. It's kind of like exactly what you said.
White people are probably like the safest people you can hire right now. What the hell? They'll lick your shoe like, oh, please don't call
Please
me
give me a
racist."
job. I am white,
Please.
but I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Right. So who is
My
this
God.
woman, guys? Well, you won't really be able to know because not only does she have one Twitter account, she's got actually 2 Twitter accounts, and both of them are protected. So you cannot find anything about her. However, she really wants you to know that in both of her accounts that she is a she, they.
Her opinions are all her own, but she doesn't want you to see them.
Yes, and the other one said that she was 8. Yeah, so one of them is 18 plus, and both of them are like, all opinions are my own. So she's also a food blogger and associate narrative designer. So I went into a little deep dive. I found this woman. She has her own website. I went some digging. She's got her own little website. So if you go to her homepage, which is this, if you click work, she is doing a visual novel, and you guys will love the images. Therapy sessions in the bedroom. Yeah. You're kissing her, and you can't stop kissing her. You don't want this moment to end, so you become overindulgent, peppering kisses all over her neck and collarbone. Yeah. Validate. Struggling singles in your area. Yeah. So, if you don't know, I went and Googled what this was too. And I discovered it. I discovered it. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. The correct thing. You know what's funny is that I actually see myself. Look at that. Hey, look, there we are, Wicked.
Hey.
All right, let me see if this was the area.
I think that a lot of people are really scared about entering the industry because
so
it is very male dominated. Like a lot of, despite like women being majority, like not majority, but like a lot of women playing games of all sorts, like it's still very male dominated. So a lot of women feel intimidated when they are just like, actually, I want to make my own game. Like, you can just do it. I learned how to use RenPy, and I learned how to code through YouTube. Like, I have no code experience. I don't even know what JavaScript is. Like, I just learned from tutorials.
So she's just saying that she learned from online, which is fine. That's fine. Whatever. You learned it from YouTube. Great. But by the way, I watched this entire video. It's like 9 minutes long, and these two are the dumbest interviewers ever. They're like, yeah, oh, that's so cool, Anyway, it was 9 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
Right.
So,
about
all
culture,
right, here it is.
race.
Let me bring this back 5 seconds. Here we go. This is it.
You're inspired to do it. Can you talk about Validate and you talk about gender identity, you talk about culture, race. You have all of these themes. Can you kind of talk about like why you decided to make a game of this flavor?
Because there's no game like this. I love realistic media. Like I love me a good love story that's like realistic. And like rom-coms are like my favorite kind of game. My favorite genre of like movies. So I was just like, how about we make a rom-com but with all people of color? Because most rom-coms are full of white people, and like that's for certain people, not for me, but it's for certain people.
See how this video was from 2 years ago, and she's already saying that's for white people only. So
Here's the thing.
She's pulling a Jennifer Lawrence saying that there's no all people of color
Yeah.
rom-coms. There is.
Well, and also
They
here's the
exist.
thing. Yeah, like they definitely 100,000% exist. Here's the other thing. The black people that like actual black people and actual black culture and stuff, they're not playing this fucking game. There's this weird thing right now that's going on in culture where these people that push for representation and diversity and push for black representation in films and stuff seem to think that that most black people walk around wearing nose rings and dressing very like androgynously and all this stuff. That is not indicative of black culture. Most like I grew up in like mostly white areas and mostly black areas and stuff like that. That is not indicative of what those communities look like at all. Like they don't dress like this, they don't act like this, and the thing is, most of them will make fun of the people that look like this. Like we used to make fun of people that dress like that because they were like the outliers in the community. Like people were like, "Oh, yo, that's a dude that dresses like that wears like girl shoes all the time. Like we don't talk to that dude or whatever." It's just a weird thing. It's like there's weird push to make to fit into the current culture, and so everybody has pronouns in their bios and everybody has to get like a nose ring or they have to cut their hair a certain way. Well, this is the way that black people have to wear their hair. And I'm like, if you all start dressing and acting and looking the same, you should probably start to figure out why that is. You should start to wonder if maybe there's an issue here, because that's not indicative of like real life at all. It's just really weird. Also, Cliffhanger Games is not an indie studio. First of all, 21 people is a massive amount of people for an indie studio, but it's not an indie studio. It's a AAA studio that is, yes, a subsidiary. And she's walking around talking about how she's an indie studio. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, literally right here, EA announced that they were a AAA studio that worked for them and that they were giving Black Panther to.
When did they announce that though? Just so like to make sure, because this video is from 2 years ago.
I just closed it, Blabs.
Oh, well,
Damn
sorry.
it.
I just wanted to like make sure that we're not like
2023 was when they revealed the first project for Cliffhanger Games. So her studio that she was working on for Validate was an independent studio. Yeah, I don't know how the hell she got 21 people on staff for a game that like that.
Did a lot of stalking, maybe. I don't know.
You got to remember, like a game like No Man's Sky had like 3 people working on it when it first started, and then it was like a huge deal when they got to 10 people on their staff. So I don't know, but the thing is, like, the attitude too is, well, I hire minorities because it stops microaggressions. Here's the thing too, you're gonna get like racist remarks or like weird comments from people because they're different than you all the time. The idea of microaggressions is that, well, if you live in a victim mentality, is that white people will ask you things or treat you a certain way because you have a different skin color, because they're completely ignorant of your culture. And it's like, no, people are just ignorant of other people in general if you're different and you don't have any experience with stuff. Like, not all minorities have the same thing. If you come from a family that's like mostly Hispanic, and then you come from a family that's mostly black, and then you come from a family that's mostly, I don't know, Australian, and you all come together to work on something, you're not going to understand certain aspects of how you talk, how you eat, how you go about like addressing certain like even greetings or the way you deal with certain day-to-day issues and stuff. So this idea of microaggressions is all based on this victim mentality that white people are going to think less of you because you're black inherently. That is just the way that they think about everything. So this attitude of I only hire minorities because I'm trying to avoid microaggressions in the workplace is like the most ridiculous thing ever. And Pop pointed out perfectly. most people nowadays, especially if you're hiring in the circles where everybody they have pronouns in their bios and stuff, are so terrified of microaggressions that they will just sit in their offices and not talk to anybody because they're so scared that they're going to offend you and get fired or get accused of being racist or get accused of being homophobic or whatever the new ism is out there. So that whole thing is so ridiculous, and they don't realize that what they're actually doing is inviting another level and another wave of segregation that's self-imposed. They're saying, hey, we want to just be our own community and we don't want anything to do with white people and we don't want anything to do with any of these people. But then you're also working for EA. You're getting money from a company that's run by white people to make a game that was written by a white dude. Stan Lee invented Black Panther. So like, what are you doing? Like, at what point do you stop and realize, like, oh, maybe I can't live in a world like this unless I completely distance myself from everybody. But in doing so means I don't have access to all of the resources and the money that I'm claiming I need to be able to do all of this stuff. It's such a stupid, very small way of thinking about things, and it's so victim based that they actually are like walking around in fear of being, I don't know, inconvenienced by somebody that isn't trying to inconvenience them. It's a really, really, really awful attitude to have, and it also has made me have no interest in this Black Panther video game whatsoever.
I didn't even know it was being worked on, to be completely honest. I like maybe I just have my head underneath the rock, which is entirely possible. But I also want to keep going and show off what this woman has been working on. So here's another thing. It says, cast spells, be queer, and crash the biggest content of the year. Spirit Swap is an action puzzle game set in a lush, narrative-driven world of witchy demons. And here it is. I gotta say, these are like absolutely horrific graphics. Like, there's no.
Terrible art, terrible style. She's,
it's not
the
original.
Black Panther game is going to be horrible because you can tell right away she's one of those women that self-inserts herself into every character. And that's one of the biggest problems with we've seen it on Spider-Man with Mary Jane. Mary Jane's supposed to be this gorgeous actress model, but no, let's make her dumpy. Why not? Because the writer wanted her to look that way, because that's probably how the writer looked.
100%. And that's what's weird. Like I said, it's this weird attitude of like, oh, I want to make a game that has representation and diversity in it. So I made all the black women fat and have nose rings and have like weird colored fucking hair and stuff. And I'm like, if I was a wizard, I wouldn't want to dress like that. Why do I want to wear a crop top and have my fucking gut hanging out over my fucking booty shorts? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, why do you think, like, nobody wants to fucking dress like this in real life? And like the people that do dress like that, because here's the thing, there's
Sugarfoot.
There's a wide variety of body types, even in black people. They're not all like, but if you went by these people's attitude, every black woman is like fat and dumpy and like has purple hair. And I'm like, what are you doing, people? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, the next thing you know, it'll be like Black Panther and he's like overweight and wearing a suit and like he barely fits in his own fucking suit and like and he's got it, and he doesn't even wear the mask because you got to be able to see his nose ring and know that he has like a weird like, you know, side shaved haircut so that, you know, he's really down for the cause. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Like,
I think I said this on my stream with Wicked. This dumb idea that, oh, they have to look like me so I can connect with them is absolute bullshit. Like, I can connect with freaking Wall-E. All right, last time I checked, I'm not a robot, but I can still engage with that movie. That tells a very hard-hitting story. This idea that everyone has to look like me, fat with piercings, side shave, whatever. It's just absolute BS. You can connect with anything if the priority is writing a good story, making a good story.
Yep.
Well, you can connect with almost anything, even a robot.
To continue on, yes, because True Pop is a robot. This is EA Cliffhanger Games. I just want to show everybody, you know, that it actually is a website. It does exist. It says, as we celebrate the 57th anniversary of Black Panther's comic debut this July, which again was in, 2023, so last year, we're thrilled to announce Cliffhanger Games, a new AAA development studio based in Seattle, is working on an original third-person single-player Black Panther game in collaboration with Marvel Games. Our mission is to build an expansive and reactive world that empowers players to experience what it's like to take on the mantle of Wakanda's protector, the Black Panther. And there's a whole bunch of other mumbo jumbo in it. But I don't think there's even an announcement for when it's going to be released. but that is what EA Games is doing. However, the plot does thicken about this woman because this is from
Thicker
Ian
than
Miles.
what her characters look like?
Sorry?
Thicker than her fat black witches that she has in her video
Way
games?
thicker.
Witches.
Way
Damn.
thicker.
Yeah, or whatever. they are.
Way thicker. Because
Not in the way you want them to be, unfortunately.
yeah.
No, I didn't want him to look like that, so.
Yeah. And it's funny because even somebody said it in the chat that she's stealing European folklore with the witches and everything, which is true.
Yeah.
Ironic, huh?
Glad we know.
Because Dani Lalonders worked for Sweet Baby Inc. from 2022 to 2023. So there's a whole other thing about this woman that she is a they, them, she, they, and she's worked with Sweet Baby Inc. So there you have it. It is full circle. But I also wanted to share this one thing that Gary posted on his Twitter, and I thought it was pretty accurate. So let's share this.
I keep seeing all of you being replaced by little white motherfuckers.
Well, maybe you should try not being so racist, Cartman.
You can't be racist towards white people, Stan. They all honky ass bitches.
There you go. And I just thought that was pretty accurate for what's going on in today's bullshit. Yeah. Wicked, what are your thoughts on this lovely girl boss Dani?
Well, yeah, exactly what I said about her just projecting herself. And I agree with Mike too, because I grew up in the suburbs, but I had family that lived in the hood, the ghetto, right? And I actually lived there for a little bit myself. Nobody dresses like that on either side. Not at all. And yes, they absolutely would make fun of somebody that was dressed like that. It's ridiculous. This Black Panther game is going to flop harder than probably, I don't know, what was the last game that flopped real bad?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
There you go. It's Suicide. I'm going to say it right now without playing it. Suicide Squad was going to be better than this. And I didn't even play it. I won't even touch that game.
Pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of superhero games that have been announced, but are not coming out anytime soon. I doubt this was gonna
really
be come out.
Besides, like what another Spider-Man game, I assume.
And the fact that she has her tweets locked too, just real quick,
Both
that speaks volumes.
Twitter accounts.
Yeah, she has two Twitter accounts that are both locked. You know, she likes to state her opinion, but she can't take what people have to say about her opinion because she's a crybaby.
She's fragile. Yeah, she's
fragile.
Brittle. Yeah, Dave Chappelle called it a brittle spirit. They don't actually believe anything that they say, because if you actually stand by the stuff that you believe, then it doesn't matter what anybody says to you. And in fact, you actually invite people to have conversations because you're so dedicated to the cause that you want to change people's minds. It's like, go try to argue with some Mormons that come to your front door and see if they walk away not believing in the thing that they said they, like, see if you can convince Mormons not to believe in their cause. No, they're going to, you can argue with them all day long, and then they're going to go knock on your neighbor's door and try to convince them of the same thing they were trying to convince you of. Like, that's the thing. They're not Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, but whatever. Like, the point is, like, if you actually believe in the thing that you're trying to sell or trying to promote or trying to propagate, then it doesn't matter what anybody else says to you. They can't change your mind about it. You'll work hard to achieve that goal, but the fact that you can't even work around white people because you're concerned that they're going to microaggress you in the workplace, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, go find something else to do with your life. Stop trying to make video games and insert yourselves into video games, because, like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants a Black Panther written by a bunch of American black people. If you didn't notice in the movie, the villain is a guy from America that thinks that they need to use all their weapons to kill white people so they can take over the country and take over the world. And Black Panther was like, no, that's a terrible idea.
And people still sympathize with him. Like, dude, he was gonna kill.
He was gonna kill a bunch of people because he's like, yo, we need to battle our oppressors. I'm like, they're not your oppressors anymore.
Killmonger, right? In the first
he was in the military. I was like, you work for these people. Like, what are you talking about? You're oppressors. You are one of the people propagating their attitudes, and like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
he wants to commit white genocide. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they don't even realize how ironic their situation is, and that you're literally trying to fight an African country to take their resources so you can use them against white people in another country. Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you guys not realize what you're saying when they say it? But they don't, because they think that their worldview is so small and so narrow that they don't even realize that they're actually, like, detracting
against themselves,
people
yeah.
from other countries and hurting other cultures with their attitudes and propagating like wrong think about what Black people are actually like when they do this stuff. Yeah.
It's sad that we're at this state now, because I feel like in the 90s and early 2000s we were like way ahead of the curve, and then we're just regressed.
And that's what we grew up with. So that's why for like us, like millennials and Gen X, even more so, we're like, what are you guys talking about? There's no inclusion or diversity. It's like freaking grew up with it.
100%.
It's wild. But over on Rumble, B. Barrett says, even two people with the same parents and who grew up together are going to say something hurtful without meaning to. Correct? It's true. And let's see. Sin of Sanity. Do we get anything if we survive Blabs Week? Or would it be something phony like a medal of service from the government? You will get my appreciation.
Gratitude. Yeah.
And a cookie.
She was like trying to figure out what to say because she was like, anything I say, they will hold me to. So.
Yeah. Be like,
That's what you make promises on.
So thanks, Tower Tart. Loves the Tower Tart $2. This show has gone downhill since Craig died. Yeah, well, listen, he'll be back to life on Monday, and then you
Hopefully,
won't
if he
have
can
to deal
recover
with me
from his
hosting.
bite wound. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Nissan86 says, ain't no such thing as minority. We're all human. True. Melee K, who will actually be on the show tomorrow, says she's ex-Sweet Baby, apparently. Shout out Spartacus and Cult of Carl for letting me know yesterday. Says so on LinkedIn. Yes, it is true. She is our ex-Sweet Baby Inc. Which, funny enough, somebody in the chat on Monday said this, and I keep thinking it, that SBI backwards is IBS. It works. And
Yuki.
yeah, it's gross. Andrew says, all inclusive just screams fat people with multicolored hair. Wormy says, True Pop isn't a robot, he's a Brit. I might make him sing again. We made him sing Justin Bieber.
It's pretty good.
Aw.
Speaking of
singing,
oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What does Labs got to sing?
Kratos O'Grado donated $100 and says, hey, True Pop, would you take Blabs to McDonald's if she asked? Not that she would, because McDonald's is gross. Blabs, you made Cloud sad when you didn't sing for him yesterday. Can you make up for it today? I'll even let you pick the song, Captain Blabs for the win. Guess what? I'm the captain now, so I don't get to sing all week long because you guys all torture me when I'm not hosting. So I'm going to make True Pop Culture sing again today because he did so well yesterday.
Labs, why do you hate me? Why?
All right, so let's see. Wicked.
Get ready.
Wicked. You get to pick the song that True Pop has to sing.
Oh no.
Oh, you to pick a song?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then Mike's going to pick the accent.
Okay.
Polish accent.
It has to be a
Mike,
song that he
do me a
knows.
favor.
What if he doesn't know the song?
Yeah, it's
What
got to be a
about-
song that we know.
What do you want?
Do you know any Britney Spears?
Not really. No. I'm trying to think. Maybe an Elvis song. I have no idea.
What about Oops, I Did It Again? That's an easy one. The chorus. Just look up the chorus. It's I'm picking a good one. It's a bop.
That is a good one. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll do Britney Spears. Oops, I Did It Again. And Mike, you may pick the accent.
We're gonna hold on real quick.
Polish.
No. You can't pick Polish because True Pop is Polish.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure. I was either gonna go with Welsh or French.
Are you joking? Welsh is horrible. I just did a video of making fun of Mola for his Welsh accent, and that's...
it looks like it's going to be a New York accent. There you go.
Oh,
I'll be
Italian.
specific for him.
I found a random wheel and I just clicked on it and it was like New York accent. And I was like, good enough for me.
So, Italian, basically Italian.
Hey, I'm walking here.
How do you get New York is basically the same as Italian?
A lot of Italians live in New York.
A lot of
Italians
live in New York too, though.
I hope you know that.
Yeah.
A lot of New Yorkers live in Italy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I watched too much Sopranos. I don't know.
Can't you
I think
see
so.
I'm walking here?
That's perfect. You channel Tony. You got this.
I don't know the rhythm of this song.
How do you not know Britney Spears? Then again, I have to share this. He's gonna hate me so much, but
yes, please tell us.
On the full Aussie stream last weekend, he asked what year 9/11 happened.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. And the
Listen,
thing is, he was born after it, so it's like, oh no.
You were
is this
born
what
after
the youngsters
9/11?
are like?
Babs, I am a
Aw.
Polish immigrant that lived like.
Hold on
like,
a second. You were
how
born
the
after
hell am I
9/11?
know about
He's like, wait,
frickin'
don't
American
go past
history?
this.
Yeah, what the? You were
I am
born
a
after
boomer,
9/11?
all right?
He's the fetus.
You're like a baby.
You know?
Like
That's why I
a
call him
tiny
Baby
little
True Pop.
baby.
Baby True Pop.
Sometimes I reckon that you tease me about my young age because you get teased about your young age. So now you're just all pouring it down to
I
me.
like being told that I'm a youngster. It makes me feel better.
No.
Blabs
Yeah,
is not a youngster. Blabs is an old woman.
I
Okay.
am actually 85 years old.
I've met her in person. She shuffles like an old woman around everywhere. She goes to bed early. Like it's like 9 o'clock, and she's like, "I gotta go to bed. It's so late."
Yeah. All right, so we'll have you singing at the end of the show, so get your ass ready for that. And let's see. Next up
Pretty good.
is the worthy one. He says the ironic part is that this DEI bullshit is making Black female characters ugly, and they don't even realize it. Look what happened to Tanya for MK. Did they make Tanya ugly? I haven't been paying attention more on
Yes.
that.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, like they said, it's doing that, and then there's this new attitude, and this is a very exclusive thing. But there was this real big pushback back in the day because a lot of Black women wear weaves or do things like perm their hair and stuff to make their hair look longer, straighter. And then there was this big push for like Black women to wear their natural hair styles and stuff. But what actually happened is they kind of co-opted that, and they started making like these people wear like these weird braids or these like weird side shaved braids and stuff like that. That's very unrealistic, and most people don't have the time nor they want to put the effort into making their hair look like that all the time. So now they just got sick of doing that too. So now they just have like all these Black women walk around bald. They just shave all their hair off, and it's an intentional thing. They're like, you know what, we don't want to deal with that either. So it's better just to walk around bald all the time. Like, who cares? Like, just this is really weird attitude. Instead of just letting people be people, they have to like control it and like try to make everybody look like a certain way that's non-threatening and kind of fits like whatever the narrative is right now. So
That's that actually.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, True Pop says he's gotta go listen to Britney Spears. That's why he's gone MIA.
Yeah.
Okay. Rebound. I hate that progressive color palette. It's so ugly. That palette is often the first warning you are looking at a progressive agent prop. True.
Yeah.
Scarfy the Strange says, when did Hogwarts pimped Haas? Do you know what that means? I
Pimped
don't know.
hose?
Oh, pimped hose? Is that what that is?
I don't know, probably.
I don't know. I don't know when Hogwarts pimped us.
Hose.
What, Mike? You keep yelling about yourself.
I'm not a hoe.
Oh.
Well, I kind of am a hoe a little bit. That's actually all right.
You literally used
never
a
been
hoe to
pimped,
kill
though.
Josiah.
Yeah, I'm not a. No, I use a shovel. But I've never been pimped before.
In Power World.
Did they have like prostitutes in Hogwarts?
I don't think so.
What's a
These
Wizarding
are
World
children.
prostitute? What does a Wizarding World prostitute do? Like, do they like?
Oh my god.
Do they have
Rob's
like?
like, when
do
did I
they have
come
like
back
magic,
to?
and they're able to like use magic to like make like fantasies come
Oh,
true?
no.
Yeah, they do use the Engorgia spell
Oh,
in certain body
no.
parts, I guess. I don't know.
You're the expert on the Wizarding World. I'm just
I
kind
don't
of
know
curious.
this stuff.
You don't know about
Hogwarts is like a school for
Oh,
kids. so
well,
I
let's
normally
go
don't
outside
think
of
about these
Hogwarts. Let's go to the
things.
Wizarding World itself. There's
Let's
gotta
go
be
to the Ministry of
prostitutes.
Magic.
Yeah, there's got to be prostitutes in the Wizarding World somewhere doing something.
Oh, this is why True Pop comes back and he's like, what the hell did I miss?
Yeah, I'm just kind of
Yeah.
curious what that looks like and what do they do there.
Anyway, Short Fat Attacker says, Blabs Week, welcome to She Scrollers. Throw off the shackles of the Craig oppressor. Listen, when Craig comes back, I'll be very happy. That means I don't have to host.
I mean, it's pretty balanced right now. We've got two guys, two
True.
females,
Yeah.
you know, equality.
It's actually been very balanced all week. I mean, I was the only female on Monday, Melanie, myself yesterday.
Mhm.
Be balanced again tomorrow. So, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
balanced, I'd say. Only on Friday is it going to be She Scrollers because it's myself, Melanie next to Zero.
Boo.
Yeah. Kratos says, Blobs is terrifying when she has power. True Pop, answer the McDonald's question. The world needs to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Me and Kratos had an argument on some stream. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Is taking a girl to McDonald's appropriate for the first date?
No.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't
That
even go to
end of
McDonald's.
discussion.
I've gone to McDonald's maybe like 3 times in my life, and I think it's disgusting. So there's that.
Yes.
I think that the conversation needs to be, what is the first date going to be? Because if you're like, hey, let's go have coffee somewhere, I don't know, like, it's like McDonald's has coffee and it's cheap and it's like easy to get to. I guess if you're like, yo, let's just go meet up and like have coffee somewhere or talk or whatever, I guess there's worse places you could go, but there's definitely better places you could go. But if you're like, yo, we're going on a first like official proper date where there's like, we're gonna talk and there's romance and we're doing this thing, no, going to McDonald's is not a good call. Go to like a park somewhere if you want.
I'd rather go to the zoo. That's where I go. I go to zoos.
I wouldn't go to the zoo for a first date. That's awful. Like, you're gonna watch like monkeys throw poop at each other and stuff.
Hell
like,
yeah!
Wow, what a wonderful time I had on my first date is watching monkeys throw poop at each other. And
okay, fine. Aquarium.
Yeah, aquarium's not bad. Fish poop though, yeah.
It's okay.
Listen, let's all go to Zoo Australia. We'll meet Robert.
You can't
Irwin
smell
and
it.
Bindi.
That's the key right there. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of did that.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Good answers. Good answers.
Addy's SPG? I don't know. Is that 3 AIDS PG? I'm not sure, but he's become a member for 2 months. I love afros up there and down there.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Nice.
We'll roll with it. All good.
He's talking about down there, Blabs, and the down there.
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes bushes down there.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, we're not judging here on this panel, all right?
Craig isn't here
Kind
to
of
stop
are.
me, so I'm just gonna.
It's
I'll
true.
probably never get invited back to the show, but that's
Epic Mike Unleashed.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving along. So before we were mentioning how this crazy lunatic and racist was part of Sweet Baby Inc. Well, it turns out that this like whole Sweet Baby Inc. shenanigans and whatever you want to call it, some people are calling it Gamergate 2, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, the one that Dan started. Dan Vass started this one, right?
Dan Vass
he absolutely
started
started all of this. This is all
He's
Dan's
a little
fault.
troublemaker, that one.
Yeah. Turns out Elon Musk is even aware of all this stuff now too. There was this tweet made out, and it's got Jeremy the Quartering, Cabrutus, and Grummz talking. And Elon Musk retweets it and says, "Wow!" So it's getting a lot of traction now, which I think is pretty interesting. That even like Elon was aware of this stuff. However, there's a lot of tweets that I want to share with you guys, including some of Mike's tweets that he was saying. I wanted to explain his thinking. Yeah, so the first thing is from Grummz, and he's calling out all the steps about the narrative formula, and I'd like to know if you guys agree with this. So the first thing was do something terrible and wrong, get called out, get journalist friends to write hit pieces, paint yourself as a victim, dox the people doing nothing wrong except to point out what you are doing as a warning to other witnesses, make up a bunch of fake incidents to false flag things when you don't have anything real to point to, get Wikipedia to write an entry in your favor using your journalist friends as factual sources. So, guys, do you agree with these steps that are currently happening?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Wicked's like, I do this all the time in my free time.
I know. I'm a pro at it at this point.
There's a formula to it, and even scarier than that is like there's not like there's a formula to it. There's a literal formula to it. There are companies that exist. We're aware of these companies. I've talked about them many times in like meetings when we deal with like Epic versus stuff. There are companies that train these businesses and they train these people how to respond when you deal with an internet attack, and they tell you exactly the steps to go through to weather the storm and where to go and what to say and who to talk to and who to reach out to so that you can weather these attacks so that you don't damage your brand, because the last thing they want you to do is start running your mouth and fighting with these guys and accidentally spill information you're not supposed to spill. They don't want people to know what's really going on behind the scenes. So that this is like a real thing, that there's a absolute formula checklist that they have to make sure that they can get through this. Yeah. It's kind of scary.
Grummz already says that we're on step 7, which is get Wikipedia right and enter in your favor using your journalist friends as factual sources. So basically, guys, keep out on the lookout in the next couple of days and even hours about what's going on. However, Mr. Epic Mike, you went on an epic rant about like 4 hours ago.
I don't remember. I've been very tired and sleep deprived, so I don't even remember what I posted this morning.
Well, this one, do you want to talk about your tweet? Because honestly, a lot of people have only been talking about some stuff when it comes to Sweet Baby Inc., but you say there's a lot more to it.
Oh, I guess I'll just read it and I'll kind of, I guess.
Yeah. Do you want me to zoom in a little bit for you?
No, I can. That's okay.
Enhance.
Yeah,
I'm
enhance.
I'm enhancing.
It's astounding how people can minimize a growing complaint within gaming and entertainment as a whole. Not one singular company is to blame for all the woes in gaming. SBI is simply one of the many companies and consultants and activists that have infiltrated the gaming sphere to add representation and diversity to reflect modern audiences. This has been going on for a while. To act like there isn't a significant shift is just being intentionally ignorant. The narrative around SBI just exposed to a lot of people that the complaints within the gaming community weren't just some conspiracy theory pushed by angry nerds in their mom's basement. In fact, even now there are people who knew about what was going on, feigning ignorance, hoping to escape the backlash that is now surging. The fact that this whole thing was trying to be dismissed as Gamergate 2, as if there wasn't credible concerns being put forward back then, should clue you into what's going on now. Don't stop educating yourself. Don't stop defending your hobbies and interests. The roaches are scattering right now, but they will find a new place to hide if they know the public has forgotten. You can see that I was getting real tired at the end there and started misspelling words.
Gee.
But the fact is, like, yeah, Gamergate, if you go and just type in what is Gamergate, you will have the first results that you will get are nothing but publications, like these mainstream publications that will say that Gamergate was just a targeted harassment campaign against women, that it was just about misogyny, that it was just about dismissing and attacking women in gaming and trying to push out the minorities and women out of gaming because all that they want are cis white males in games. And they will say that it led to a pipeline of alt-right thinking, that led to a pipeline of what's it called, QAnon, and then that led to Trump being elected as president. That is how they think that this is all gone. You actually have to like really do some digging to find like a comprehensive timeline of actually what happened in Gamergate and why it got to the point that it did. And that's the thing that these people do, is they have to come up with a buzz term. Like if we call this Gamergate 2, originally Gamergate was coined by people on 4chan as saying, hey, we discovered that these game journalists are all working with each other. We found out that some of these women that are making games in the independent sphere are sleeping with game journalists to get better reviews, that they're not biased reviews. They're actually like propping each other's work up regardless of the quality of it. This is a huge scandal. That's where Gamergate came from. And then they co-opted that and said, no, actually it's this. This is what Gamergate really is. So they can throw Gamergate 2 together and they can put a narrative on it. If they can get onto Wikipedia and they can get onto these publications and say, Gamergate 2 is another attack. This time it's not just women in the crosshairs, it's minorities and diversity. They don't want that. All they want is white men in video games. Like, then that's what they'll turn it into. And then they'll get people that have no idea what the hell it is, that aren't doing any research, that aren't educating themselves, that will go, oh my God, I don't want that to be the case. I think there should be black people in video games. I think there should be women in video games too. And then they will start fighting for your cause, not knowing what they're actually fighting for. That is the play here, is hoping that people remain ignorant and stupid about what's actually happening, so that way they can sweep it all under the rug, ignore the controversy, and survive. And that's what I mean by the roaches are running right now, because a lot of these people that work for SBI and stuff are on the run, or they're like, oh my God, I didn't know anything about SBI, or oh my God, that's terrible, or that's not what we do over here in our company. You can find that some of these fucking people work for SBI or work for companies that are similar. So they're just trying to wait out the storm. They'll re-roll SBI into another company, or they'll just go into independent contracting and do consulting that way. We've seen people like Mags, I think her name was Mags, and stuff like that they go onto these companies and become consultants and writers for these projects. Is why the Knights of the Republic series game that was being remade tanked, because they were trying to change the story to make it reflect modern audiences, stuff like that. This stuff is going to keep happening until you keep moving the furniture around and exposing where the roaches are and exposing where the corruption is in this stuff. Nothing will change if you just forget about it and let them label this Gamergate 2 and go away. The fact that you have people calling for people to be fired at Steam and people to be fired at all this stuff is an indication that they're running scared, because they now know that they're being exposed and it's going to start affecting their bottom dollar. And the problem is, it's not that they're worried that you're going to affect their bottom dollar. It's that the people above them are going to go, yo, what the hell is happening? why are we losing money right now? And then they will be fired because of the positions that they created for themselves and how they argued that this was important. People will stop hiring Sweet Baby Inc. They'll become untouchable in the industry. And if you find these other companies, they will become untouchable too, and they will stop being hired, and they will go under as companies, and then you will stop having these consultants, and then the people that actually want to make good games and make good stories will be able to come back into this sphere and start making things and influencing games again.
Damn, that was a really good rant.
Yeah,
thank you.
You summed it all up real nicely.
Little bow and everything. Ding.
This is your
But you also had this tweet out too. When you only measure diversity by protagonists and ignore the games that provide custom main characters. It's amazing how people can bend and twist reality to ignore a growing complaint in gaming, as if it's just people being an ist or a phobe, which is what you were basically just saying just now. So
yeah,
I figured we'd share that one also.
Yeah.
So nice job with the explaining it, because people are just saying, "Oh, it's only Sweet Baby Inc. That's the problem." And it's not.
No, it's a much bigger problem than just.
But that actually works in their favor because Sweet Baby Inc. is going to be a company much longer. They go,
Mhm.
oh, it's all Sweet Baby Inc.'s problem. Sweet Baby
We'll
Inc.
get
is
rid
no
of it.
longer a company, and they go, look at that, it's gone. We solved it, guys. We did it. We won. And then all those people go and they fail upwards. They end up working for the game companies directly instead of being consultants, and they'll get a cushy job on salary, working for EA, working in these companies and working games and putting women in your baseball games and putting female characters in your football games because it's really important to have that stuff. And they ignore the fact that, yeah, that stupid asshole that was like, the top 25 games don't even have female protagonists. They only have one Latino protagonist. I'm like, are you counting all the fucking games that have custom characters? Because you can make those characters whatever the hell you want. In fact, some of those characters, you can even control their genitalia. You can make them look like a dude with a big vagina. You can make them look like a big woman with big boobs and a floppy dick because they give you those options. Cyberpunk lets you do that shit. They let you control the size of your boobs and the size of your dick. Baldur's Gate had it in there. All of that stuff. So you can literally make whatever you want to make, but that isn't good enough. They have to have games with specific protagonists that are only represented by a certain narrative and check a specific box. If you have a black male character, that's not enough. He has to also be gay, or things like that. And side characters don't apparently count. So you can have an entire game where the main character is a white protagonist. He's surrounded by gay black dudes everywhere, and it would not count as a diverse representation. The main character, the main protagonist has to be it, and it has to sell within the top 25 games, which is not counting things like Call of Duty, which has a wide range, even female characters in it, and sports games like Madden and, FIFA and all of these games, not counting all of those games that already have diverse characters in them because they're reflecting of real people, and the fact that the NFL has a ton of black people in it and Mexican people in it. Like, it's just ridiculous. That attitude, that narrative is so warped and twisted and requires so much backbending to make work for you that it's ridiculous. But when you're a victim, you will find any way possible to live in that world, because if you find out that you're not really a victim, then it means you have to actually live in this world and live on your own merit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, since we're getting close to the 90-minute mark, and I do want to hit one more topic.
Yeah.
Wicked, do you know anything about TikTok?
The site that you post videos and stuff on? Yeah, I heard of it.
Do you even have a TikTok?
I used to, but I deleted it because Instagram's better. I just put reels.
Boom.
I don't like TikTok. I just got whatever. Like I said, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, same exact thing. What do we need TikTok for?
True Pop, do you use TikTok?
No, my cousins back in Poland have it, and I'm worried for their sanity the more they use it. It's sad and depressing. What degenerate cesspool with a bunch of R words in it.
Mike,
stupid.
do you use TikTok?
I mean, I don't use it because I don't ever post anything on it, but I do have a TikTok.
Is it just horrible selfie videos where you just zoom in on your face?
I kind of thought about that. I just post weird videos is this working? Is this how you do this?
Is this thing on?
And I'll just keep posting those. No, I don't ever post to TikTok, but I do have a TikTok. I mostly use it for watching memes and collecting stupid videos that I can watch later. Because I'll be honest, there's some gold on TikTok if you look in the meme section, but everything else kind of sucks.
Yeah, I used to use it for cosplays, and then I realized I could just make those reels and post pictures on Instagram, and I'm like, better.
Yeah.
I've
For it,
never
yeah.
had a TikTok in my life. I was saying this the other day that I feel like TikTok is where all the people went from Tumblr. And now it's like just Tumblr grown up, and it's all people just posting videos instead of like stupid memes. And
Bring back
Also, people
Vine.
Vine. I was gonna say Vine. It's basically like a worse version.
It's a
of
longer
Vine.
version, yeah.
Vine was at
miss
least funny.
Vine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vine was just stupid memes, crap
Yeah.
like that. There was no like
Mhm.
pushing agendas and propaganda.
Yeah.
But speaking of like, agendas and propaganda, just today, the U.S. House of Reps have approved a bill that threatens to ban TikTok if ByteDance, I should say, refuses to divest and sell the company. Now, Mike, you seem to be a little bit of an expert in this topic. So, what do you know about this whole
I'm not an
shenanigans?
expert in anything, but yeah, I mean, this has been a push for a long time. One of the biggest problems with TikTok right now is the fact that it's a Chinese-owned company, and the U.S. has always been concerned because TikTok has a lot of controversy about what kind of access it actually does have to your phone and what kind of things it can do. There's a lot of rumors that it can actually amplify your microphone to hear things in the room. I have friends in the military and certain intelligence agencies and stuff like that. They are not allowed to have a phone that has ever had TikTok on it. If they have family members or anybody that has TikTok, they're not allowed to even be around those people, like with their phones, because of how dangerous it is and stuff like that. Like, it's that bad as far as the surveillance is concerned. And some of it might be a little bit of a scare behind China, but the fact is, like, China doesn't let there's no company in China that just has carte blanche that the government isn't involved with. They have control of everything over there in that country. And the bigger issue here is that the bill that they're passing is more about they don't want China having influence over any kind of American companies like that. And they don't want China having access to that data, because while the company that owns TikTok has said, we won't sell the data, we're not showing the data to the Chinese military or the Chinese government, the United States does not want that to happen because of how much they know, and because they can put together like profiles and site profiles on people, because the algorithm on TikTok is so aggressive that it can start to anticipate where you're going to go with your video searches and what you might be looking for in the future and things like that. And if you get that kind of data on your hands, as well as facial recognition, thumbprint data, all of that stuff, that could all become very viable data for a government that doesn't really work well with our government. So I think that's really what the bigger issue here is it a security threat to America? And if this company doesn't break up and sell down, then is it going to be too big that when the Chinese government comes along and says, give us all your data, they won't be able to stop them and stop that from happening? So
do you reckon that this app is being banned because out of the kindness of the government's hearts, like, we're worried about the safety of our people? No, they want to spy. They want to spy on the American people instead of the Chinese, So it's just like another one out, another one in. Yeah.
Bacon actually says a good comment. How is Facebook different? It's really not. It's just American owned, which is what they want TikTok to be. They want it to be owned by Americans. And there's this great tweet here. I pull this one up, and it's from Elon. He says, this law is not about TikTok. It's about censorship and government control. If it were about TikTok, it would only cite foreign control as the issue, but it does not. And it's really weird because this so-called TikTok ban basically says that, like, if it's not a company, which doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm going to read this out to you guys. So the president will give the power to ban websites, not just apps. And if you click here, it says the term foreign adversary controlled application means a website, desktop application, mobile application, or augmented or immersive technology application that's operated directly or indirectly by, and then I don't know where it went, but to go away. Oh, here it is. By means of a marketplace through which users will, within the land or maritime borders of the United States, may access, maintain, or update such application. Now, I was reading somewhere else, and it was saying that it doesn't even define a company as a website, which is really weird. So, like, they're really trying to, like, take control over this and really monitor how you're speaking, which is basically what we've been seeing the last year. You've seen it with the United Kingdom, with Canada, all these censorship acts saying what can be classified as misinformation, online harassment. It's like, well, who's defining all these terms? And I just think that this is like another way of controlling how you want to speak and the propaganda within TikTok itself. And I feel like TikTok is just cancerous anyway. But they're not doing this for your benefit. They're doing it for their own benefit, and that's the scary part.
Yeah, trying
Ooh,
to
this-
ban an app is terrifying in itself, and then if the government gets involved, and it's like, you remember like when Elon bought Twitter and took it over, he exposed that the government was heavily involved in how Twitter was operated,
Yep.
and like all these agencies were working with people in Twitter to make sure that certain political opponents were being silenced or shut down. They removed a sitting president from the platform for national safety, like stuff like that. So yeah, if you banning TikTok could be a really dangerous precedent. And because they didn't word it like TikTok, and people are actually reading this now, they're saying, oh, this gives them access to a lot of other things too. And now that wording, and now they're like, well, you know what, maybe Twitter's kind of problematic too. I don't know, maybe we get rid of Twitter. You know,
They
things
can
like
do
that.
it to TikTok. What else can they do it to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you were gonna say
And
something, Wicked, so apologies for interrupting you.
Oh no, you're fine. I don't know. Was I gonna say something? I don't remember.
She's like potatoes.
Yeah.
But this is what I was saying before. The term covered company does not include an entity that operates a website, desktop application, mobile application, or augmented or immersive technology application whose primary purpose is to allow users to post product reviews, business reviews, or travel information and reviews. So they're basically, like, this feels like the loophole almost. Like they're saying covered company. And then there's other people who are saying, like, well, this sounds like Yelp because they're saying business reviews, travel information. And there's like a whole like rabbit hole supposedly about this. So I feel like this is something to really keep an eye on for the next couple of days or even months and years. But yeah, censorship is on the rise. And unfortunately, we do have to talk about it. But did you guys see that even Rumble was putting in their offer for TikTok? An offer
No,
for
I didn't
TikTok
see
from
that.
our
Wow.
CEO.
Damn.
So, dear Mr. Chu, in the event that ByteDance divests its own ownership in TikTok, Rumble is ready to join a consortium with other parties seeking to acquire and operate TikTok inside the United States. Specifically, we are ready to serve as a cloud technology partner. Yesterday, Rumble announced the public launch of the Rumble Cloud, a new infrastructure as a service offering that champions the free open internet. All the data on the Rumble Cloud is stored safely and securely at sites inside of the United States on Rumble's own neutral, independent infrastructure. And it says Rumble's offer to serve as a partner to a consortium to acquire and operate TikTok is subject to negotiation of a definitive agreement. Sincerely, Chris. So I don't think that'll ever happen, but that's kind of pretty fun.
It's funny.
It's
It
a
is.
smart
Rumble's
play,
like,
but it
oh,
won't happen.
pick me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a smart play, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
Gonna throw their hat in.
And then there was this funny thing that people going gaga over TikTok. TikTok changed my life for the better, according to somebody on the BBC.
Sure, it did.
Which is just scary. And it's, yeah. But then this report that Mike had sent me, and it's like percentage of people using TikTok, and it's all the youngsters. The biggest percentage is between the ages of 18 to 24. And then the biggest percentage, again, in that is 40% uses it for any purpose, while 15% of those people use it for the news. And honestly, if you think about it, 15% of that category is a lot to think about for the news.
Yes,
like, that's a lot of, like, propaganda, really. If it's only one-sided, it's giving you, like,
It's often
lies,
very one-sided.
misinformation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's often very one-sided. There was there's been a couple different situations where like a news story will break and then TikTokers will get a hold of it, and because they want the views, they'll like, oh, blah 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 blah, this is what's going on, blah blah blah, or whatever, and they'll say something, and you may not see the updates to that story, and so they'll push a news story or narrative. There was recently a thing that happened, and it's not still fully decided yet, but there was like this non-binary kid that was attacked in a bathroom. They got in a fight with somebody, and that kid died a few days later or a day later or something like that. And the narrative was that this kid got attacked in a bathroom for being non-binary and was killed. And this was what people were pushing on TikTok until the news story came out and they found out that they had died a day later, and that the fight had been actually instigated by them, and that there was other things going on in this. But in the moment, people were calling for these kids' heads. They were like, they need to be tried as for hate crimes and all this stuff. And you're talking about teenagers and kids in a high school and stuff. And so there's like that reactionary thing. It happened on Twitter a lot too, or like a news story would break and people would just immediately push this story,
Oh, yeah.
and then everybody would get all fired up and want action immediately instead of actually taking the time to learn about what was really going on in the news story and stuff. And yeah, when you have young people that live by that, they'll never learn critical thinking and how to stop, go research a story and learn about whether or not that's an accurate story or an accurate depiction of what's going on. They'll just go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I have to go out and do something about it right now. You know?
See,
So,
it's difficult to teach kids to hate stuff or teach hate in general, but it's easier to lie about certain things, like lying about history, like, oh, we are such a racist country, and that kind of turns the younger generations into hating everything, like, oh my God, we did so much evil in this and this event. And these kinds of behaviors are going to be widespread the more we continue to lie towards them.
Yeah, and once, especially, I wouldn't say especially, there's a certain type of people that once they have an idea in their head and you try to tell them the truth, give them the facts, they just want to cover theirs, like, no, what I heard was right, because it's hateful and it's, victim,
They just can't really think of anything else, or else their entire, like, the way of life will just crumble. They'll be like, I've been lied to, and then they can't fathom that, so they just gonna keep digging into this hole. But I have a couple of Rumble rants and super chats and everything to get to. So on Mercenary, direct donated, said, so the Sweet Baby Inc. and their ilk are getting funding from the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, I have been warning about the deep state, but man, it's surprising when you are proven right. Get ready, people. This rabbit hole is deep indeed. Yes. And then he follows up and says, the scary thing about the companies and this formula is, why are they not doing it? No, seriously, it's like they decide to throw the entire book out the window and go on leash, like they don't have a care in the world or worry about backlash. Correct. And then there's one direct donation for Epic Mike from Chris Hansen. Epic Mike, I would love to sit down and talk to you more about Hogwarts prostitutes. Why don't you have a seat?
Have a seat.
Have a wand, or else I'll just try to, disappear.
Certainly says, true pup, I was there for the argument because it was my stream. I love how he uses the wrong there. Anyway, you are straw-manning the argument. The question was, if she wanted to go to McDonald's, would you take her? Why does everybody want to take me to McDonald's?
Dermy,
Right.
you need to chill. Straw manning and trying to sound like all. You just asking if no, nobody wants to take it. No, if your date's begging you to go take her to McDonald's, then take her to McDonald's. Yes.
Yeah,
You take a
I'd still
girl
see
out?
it as a red flag, but I suppose it's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a flag, go ahead, take them to KFC, Pizza Hut, or any of those other terrible places.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna go out with this person. You finally managed to convince Wicked to go on a date with you, and she goes, take me to McDonald's, and you're like,
I want a double cheeseburger.
yeah, and you're like, no, sorry, I'm taking you to Red Lobster. And she's like, okay, well, I didn't want to go there. I wanted McDonald's. And so, like, now you have a problem,
Yeah.
That double cheese.
Yeah, it just matters
but that's
what
all-
you're
yeah,
looking
so-
for. If you're looking for something more permanent, don't go to McDonald's. Chat.
There's more to this dating thing. For context, the topic wasn't the first date. I agree in general. It was any date. More specifically, would you take the girl there if she asked? I mean, if she asked, why wouldn't you take her wherever
This
she
thing
wants
has
to go?
gotten
Yeah,
way out of
but-
proportion.
This
I
is
know.
this is
It's
a
a whole
saga.
segment.
Rabbit hole. Yeah. What can I
Damn.
say? Kratos and Dermy just like to dig into me. I don't know.
They just listen. Kratos and Jeremy take each other out on a date and then settle it that way.
Yeah, take each other to McDonald's and get it
Yeah.
over.
Exactly.
Like,
If you
Get
so
over
like
with.
it
stop
so much.
projecting on us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
mark of reality. No, a first date should be inexpensive. If they want someplace expensive, they should at least be a 2D date. Otherwise, you're hooking up with a homosexual looking for a free meal. Okay, thank you, mark of reality.
McDonald's gate. Yeah, we started McDonald's.
Yeah.
Prostitutes in Hogwarts makes sense to call Hogwarts Legacy then.
Yeah. Drug.
Scarfy the Strange, not your shield. Correct. Mark the Cyborg, can I use not your shield now that I'm crippled?
Yes.
Yes. you
course.
can.
Also, I do want to point out one time there was an argument somebody made about disabled people in playing video games and the difficulty. And it was my favorite thing. Somebody's arguing with Mark, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. Disabled people, they need easy difficulties and blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like going off. And Mark goes like, he's like, do you even know what it's like? And Mark's like, yes, I am missing a leg. I am disabled. And the guy just stopped
Literally.
talking to Mark. He just ghosted the conversation. He was like, "Oh my god, look
Just
what
think
I've
about
done."
Uno reverse card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Mark's like,
Just-
"That's what I'm
Samuel,
talking about."
some
Yeah.
coin for Blabs to buy more Harry Potter merch. Well, thank
Yeah.
you very much.
It's a real
He's
Toss a
compliment.
coin to your bloods.
US is just co-opting TikTok. Any tool you suspect the Chinese are using, the US will use it and turn against users. Correct. Mark of Reality came back and says TikTok is from a communist country, therefore it's a government agency of the PRC, like all corporations from communist countries. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm watching this K-drama in Italian, mind you, with English subtitles, and like this one is like has a bit of North Korea in it, and I would say most of it is North Korea. Dang, they strict over there. If your hair's too long, your skirt's too short. Whoop! Yeah, man. No thanks. No commies here. Thank you very much.
I recently played like a Plague Tale, and the English dub on that is terrible. So I'm playing it in French and just having English subtitles. So
Yeah, there was no English audio, so I was like, well, I guess I'll have to listen to Italian. Al5 says, if the ban to TikTok goes through by the time the election comes around, the bill will be tweaked and it'll hit Twitter. This is super transparent. True. And Lieutenant Silver, I disagree with True Pop. It's very easy to stir people to hatred and vengeance. Teaching them to suppress those emotions and think rationally is much more difficult. Teaching critical thinking is very difficult. It is
okay,
true.
I thought that was going to be another McDonald's tweet.
He's like, I'm done with McDonald's.
I'm done. I'm done.
Criticize anything else. Just don't talk about McDonald's.
And risk it for a biscuit. Take care when you poke the bear. They get jelly if you poke the belly. Okay.
Well, that's a nice rhyme. That's a nice rhyme.
It's a nice rhyme, yeah.
Okay. I think I am all caught up. I think. I'm just checking
Good job,
everybody.
Labs.
Yeah. All right, guys. Right. So, Wicked, what do you got going on?
I actually have Wicked's Roll tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a guest. So 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And other than that, you'll catch me on YouTube and Kick playing games.
Yeah. And Mike, what do you got going on?
Yeah, you can catch me over on Kick, kick.com/epicmike. Been playing a lot of Helldivers 2. Next week, Dragon's Dogma 2 drops. I'm super excited to play that. I pre-ordered it. I don't pre-order games, but I pre-ordered this one, and I'm hearing really good things about it from the early access people. So go check me out over there, and then keep your eye on epicverse.tv. Got cool stuff rolling with that. Blabs gets to hear all the behind-the-scenes stuff about that because she technically works for us, and she's NDA'd, so yeah. But yeah, there'll be some really cool stuff coming out the pipe, but we're just working. We're just putting our heads down and working right now, so that's what we got.
Yeah. All right. And True Pop, what you got going on?
Well, if you're looking for some laughs and pop culture reviews, check out my channel. I do funny edits and animations of all sorts of live stream highlights, including side scrollers. So yeah, I am like 26 subscribers to reach 2K. So check the channel out. It's definitely worth the watch. Cheers.
Okay. And I missed a Rumble rant. Sorry. Keep going, True Pop.
Oh no, I finished.
Okay. Right. Sorry, Rumble. I missed you. Okay. B Barrett says Polyjuice thoughts. You're welcome. All right. I think I got everything now, right? Yeah. Okay.
Kratos sent a super chat as well.
Yeah, I'm getting to that one. I'm just saying Rumble rants. Yeah, I got them all. Okie dokies. And now Kratos says, we love you, True Pop. Just looking out for your future. By the way, he's still singing. I hope you guys know that. You can be strict on date location. If your pregnant wife has a craving for something you don't like, you got to compromise. There you go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, True Pop Culture will be singing. Baby Got Back?
No. Oops, I did it again.
I did it again. in New York accent, which whatever.
You better nail this. I'm gonna be really disappointed if you don't.
Here we go. Just waiting for you.
Hang on. Let me just spam my link.
Please hold. Okay. What are you doing?
I need to be.
If you don't do this
right.
What are you doing? What are you having? Technical difficulties?
Yeah.
Hang on.
You better nail this.
We're ready.
I don't know how to do it.
Do it.
All right. New York Italian, mate. I don't know.
Close enough. Just do it.
Yeah. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart. got lost in a game. Oh, baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love. That I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. I don't know how to do a New York accent.
That was wonderful.
You nailed it.
You nailed the innocent.
Slowly going
Yeah.
off his shit. It was just like, I am no longer here.
Bro, you nailed it. That was pretty damn good.
For never hearing the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
I'll
really
never
focused,
return it again.
he really focused on singing, and that was the part that really impressed me. He was like, yeah.
I had no idea how to do a freaking New York accent.
Well, yeah, that was
Like,
awful.
what the hell?
That
You
was
screwed me over
absolutely
there.
terrible. Yeah, you just sound like
Okay.
a Welshman.
You nailed
and-
the innocent part, and that's
Yeah.
what got it.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you all tomorrow. Let me do Craig's outro. People are going to try to keep it down. Don't let them. You guys got to go get it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Fatality. Okay, bye, guys.